Hello, everyone. I am Melissa Forziat. I'm a keynote speaker, and when I speak, my topic is Take the Doughnut. Another way to say it, Carpe Diem. So every week, I do a Take the Doughnut interview with somebody in the world who's interesting. Go check them out. There's so many different types of people that I've interviewed, but I'll usually jump on afterwards and share a little bit about what I was thinking during the conversation. And I recently spoke with Anna Ettin, she recently struck out on her own after years and years of working with corporations on developing their employee resource group program. So now she's a co-founder at a company called Tapestry Partner Solutions, again, working with human resource executives and employee resource group leaders and program managers on basically building programs that create connection for the employees that work for companies. And, one of the things that came up is that I'd say she's within the first 6 months of striking on her own after working with corporations for years and years. And we talked a lot about what that feels like. We talked a little bit about it on the call and a little bit about it after. And there's something that happens when you go from being in an environment where you have to get approvals, you have to run all your ideas through people, to being able to execute stuff on your own. And I think there was some really interesting stuff in there with Anna because she mentioned one of her strengths is that she's an idea person. She could throw a lot of ideas out there, but the execution phase has been more of a challenge for her in years past. And in a way, I don't know whether those attributes were an asset or a liability for her working for corporations because she had all these ideas to bring to the table, but ideas can often get squashed, in a corporate environment. But if something gets through in approvals, process tends to be put in place really quickly. So her ideas might get some legs to them when she maybe would have lost interest and would have lost focus with them herself. So it's interesting to see what happens when she sort of changed the rules of the environment that she is in now. She actually makes her own rules and how she's adapting to that in these early phases of this new part of her career. And I think that for me, although that's a really specific circumstance, it's also really relatable for so many of us if you make a shift in something about your environment, if you make a big change, you then often have to deal with a lot of the other types of changes that come with that, and you have to show up differently. And it often forces us to take a close look at how we operate in the world and how we operate best and worst and how to deal with both of those things. So if you find that you're in the middle of taking a donut that puts you really out of your element and you have to redefine how you are and how you operate in this new element, maybe check that interview with Anna out because she's in that process right now. And I think that there's a lot of really interesting information to get about ourselves if we're introspective to look at what's happening and what we need in those processes. I think there's a lot you can gain from that, even if it's uncomfortable in the moment. So if you're going through something like that right now, keep putting one foot in front of the other. I hope you can give a little thought to what's working and what's not working for you and how to solve those things or keep them going if you want to. And, I hope you'll check out that interview with Anna for a bit of inspiration as well. So go out there, everyone, get inspiration and get donuts. Bye.